So I think interface still matters. After all, we use English or human languages as an interface to work with LMM. If two sentinel beings want to work together, they must have a common interface. Otherwise, it's really hard to share their thoughts and hard to share their states. It's really easy for people to generate UI now. So if you ask Cloud or you ask Codex, they can generate a very awesome UI really quickly. So it feels like those temporary ephemeral UI is going to dominate the future. But in fact, it's not. Because humans want to use interface just like they want to use their kitchen. Or just like they want to navigate through their house. Your bedroom was there and your toilet was there. You have this mental map in your head. And if you keep generating different locations of these bedrooms and toilets, you will not feel good. So the interface is still important to you. But what about others? If you want to work with your clients or your friends or your colleagues, if you keep changing the interface, your clients will get confused. Of course, you can keep building that dashboard over and over again because Codex and Cloud can build a new interface. You can tell your clients, hey, I can generate this every day for you, but the button used to be here, it's going to be over there next day, and things will work differently. Your clients will get confused. It's not going to be a good experience. So the interface is going to stay. The ephemeral, the temporary interface, just because you can, it doesn't mean that you have to do it. So that comes down to, do we still need page builders? Do we still need those kind of tools? My answer is yes, it's not going anywhere. So page builders and UI tools, especially your applications, will stay. Now, we're talking about the interface between few people, but let's talk about interface with many people. I know how to use Facebook. Probably your Facebook interface is probably same thing as my Facebook interface. Or some tools, for example, if I want to hire somebody who can use HubSpot, everyone knows HubSpot. If you were working in a certain industry, you probably know how to use HubSpot. And if you're an accountant, probably there's tools like a QuickBooks. If you work in a certain industry and you have a common language, the language here is not verbal. The language here is something else. It's more like pointing to places. It's more spatial language. So these interfaces were going to stay. That means creating the using interface are not going anywhere. People say, oh, I can use these prompts, I can use these agents to get things done. But surprisingly, language things is only good for certain things. We think the language is everything. We think when we work, we spend most of the time read and write and think in languages. But surprisingly, that's not the case. First of all, a lot of our work is not done linguistically. Well, our thoughts, think about our thoughts. A lot of people don't think in languages. If you're building a website, if you're working on a car, if you work with certain things, you probably don't use a language to think. You probably use the spatial memory. You probably use the mind maps or the images in your brains. So you're not using language to think. So the interface is not going anywhere. Interface is going to stay. And interface is super important. Let me give you an example. Why do you think Tesla is still building the interface of a car? Why can't they just build a car with no dashboards? It's just a smooth leather wall. Because you can already tell the car to drive somewhere. You don't need driving wheel. You don't need those dashboards anymore. But why do they still have to build those interface? It's because interface is not just a tool. It is a language. It's an assertion that humans still have control. And that feeling that humans still have a control is a very important part of a product. Let me give you an example. The pilot were enjoying this automation long before AI came out. So you can just turn on the switch, the airplane will fly by itself. So it's automated, right? But if I tell a passenger, this plane, there are two pilots sitting on the cockpit, and there's no, how do we call it? There's no controller. There's nothing to steer. It's just a smooth leather wall. No dashboard, smooth leather wall. They just sit down staring at the windows and the leather wall, beige probably, and just tell airplane, I want to fly to Tokyo. And the plane goes. Would you ride that airplane? I'd probably not get on it. I'd probably not. It's just a human psychology that a human needs control. Even though we can choose not to control, but having a control is very important. That's why we need an interface. That's why apps that you can click, the apps you can drag and drop and type on, it is still relevant. Trust me or not, still relevant. You can, yes, go ahead, ask ChatGPT or Codex using MCP to do your own thing, but you still need interface. We are able to use MCP on WordPress because we have this established mental map that about WordPress, about this post, tables, and everything. If WordPress didn't have the interface, we probably cannot use MCP properly at all. So MCP and the prompting and agents are supplements. They are built on our interfaces. They're built on, there's a hidden language between human and machine using the interfaces. So that's what I think. Bye.